What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Batter's Eye. I'm Aiden. I'm here with Max. We got a very special guest today. Your clue before he introduces himself. He's the top prospect for this team, but I'm not gonna give anything away. Introduce yourself. Talk to us about yourself for a little bit, but don't give too much away because we gotta ask some questions.
Uh, I'm Sammy Zavala. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Venezuela. I'm playing for the Padres since 2021. So I'm here. I'm here to answer that questions, man. I'm excited to be here.
It's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be a great podcast.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. So like you just said, you're from Venezuela. So can you just explain what the international signing process was like? Because this you're actually our first international player that we've ever had on. So I'm sure viewers love to hear like what that process is like, communicating with different teams and etc.
I think like my English from the very first time I got like 5 years old. Like I got family in Houston, so I visit them. So in the first time I speak English since I'm young, like 5 years old. But it's very natural, I would say. When I was like 13, I was speaking it like with easy, like I was speaking easy English. And right now I feel like it's my second language. I feel like I can talk with anybody in English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you go a little bit into the signing process about like how that went with the Padres?
Yeah, the international signing is a lot of there's a lot of big difference and against the draft because in the draft you have to go to college or you have to go to high school and study. Like right here in international signing, it's like you have to get out from school. I have to get out from school in sixth grade and just trying to get like practice every day, get to the programs like academy, and you have to make tryouts, and games, and unless you get like signed. I signed with the Padres in 2021, and I was like making tryouts in. I started making tryouts in 2017, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's impressive, and for our first international player, for us to know the process, like we don't know it that well, especially coming from America. Like we see as Yankee, we're from New York, so we see Glaber is like our example for our and Volpe and Dominguez. So we have a lot of players that we brought up through international signings, but we didn't really know how it worked well. So that was a great explanation for it. And I mean, what was it like, kind of changing from baseball in the DR and then going to America and playing in professional baseball for the Padres? Like, what was that change like? And, how did you adjust your game to fit that change?
Like when I was playing here, the first year I played here, they always told me like stay on my zone. That's what I get, and that's what I'm doing it right now. When I go to the US, it's very different because you see a lot of curveballs right now. Here, the guys always throw fastballs at 95, something like that. But when you get to the US, they throw you three sliders in a row, and you get like, whoa, what's happening? And then I just like control my strike zone and just get to the batter on time.
Yeah. And I mean, it definitely worked. So, like, you came in and you were tearing it up. I mean, you hit 297, and then going into this year, you went and hit 310 games, and then they were I think it was 340 in 10 games, and they were like, all right, we're moving you up. And you're continuing to succeed, and you continue to succeed in that small sample size. It's not just something that, people see and was like, oh, it's 10 games. Like, you were very consistent with that. And so what are some tips that you have maybe for some guys who are switching maybe from high school ball to college ball, or college ball to pro ball, or affiliate ball? And like, what are some tips to adjust their game and to adjust their swing to kind of have that same success that you had?
I would say just control the strike zone. If you control the strike zone, you can hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I gotta say because like if you don't control your strike zone, you're gonna chase. If you chase, you're gonna roll over. You're gonna hit a fly ball out. if you swung on the strike zone, you're gonna might hit it well, you know.
Hmm.
So that's all I gotta say. Just control the strike zone and be on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so obviously with the Padres, and the Padres have a bright future ahead of them, as you know they're amazing now. So what are like some of like your future aspirations with like helping the Padres win a World Series one? Like that's a very realistic goal, and I'm sure it's going to happen soon. So like, are you like excited? Like what's your thought process of like, oh, 5 years from now, I want to win a World Series with the Padres, or are you just taking it like day by day or year by year?
Yeah, like right now, I feel like I can go to the big leagues in 2 years, but and my goal is win a World Series. To be honest, and help the Padres, help the team, help the city. The city is fantastic. The fans are electric. So my goal is to win a World Series, man. Just that's the goal for everyone, like on the team. So that's my goal.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, the Padres just got Xander Bogaerts. What was your reaction to that? I know that's big for the Padres. What was that like when you heard that happen?
Yeah, that was a big move for me. I like it because we need that like leadership on the team. We got Manny, we got Tati, we have Tatis coming back this year. So I think Bogarts is gonna do like a big difference on the team. We got another like captain, you know.
Mhm.
So it's a big move. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they're continuing to make moves. They spent a ton of money this offseason. They have it. They have. I mean, Machado was arguably in that MVP race all year. Could have, I mean, Goldschmidt was crazy all year, but any other year, I think Machado wins that. And I mean, it was an awesome year for the Padres. Everyone counted them out. Tatis was out for the year, and they did incredible things. So yeah, looking to add to that, I think it's a very realistic goal. Now, a question I want to ask, because we haven't had a prospect that has been, as hyped up as you haven't at all yet so far. And it's great that, you have been getting the hype that you deserve because you've been doing very well. Do you look at the media? Do you look at the rankings at all? And does that have it obviously no effect in your head because you guys are trained, not to let it get to you guys, but what is your goal if you ever look at that, or what do you think when you look at that?
Honestly, like I don't watch that, but like I got people just tell me, hey, you're like prospect, you're like a big name on the team. And I always concentrate to do my job on the field, just do my job in the field and help the team, man. That's what I want. I don't look at that like every people is the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you said, you grew up in Venezuela. Do you have any like favorite players or someone that you look up to, or a favorite like a pitcher that you want to face against?
My favorite player when I was young and still my favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr. It's like fun to watch him play. Like I just watched him play like I don't know, like maybe 4 years, but it was electric.
Mm-hmm.
And pitcher I want to face one time, I would say Garrett Cole.
Mm.
Mm.
We were big Yankee fans. I would love to see that.
That would be awesome. That would be sick. Yeah. Garrett Cole, I mean, huge contract, but I love Garrett Cole. So I don't know. I think I'd have to root for you in that matchup, but I have to
I
now.
don't know. Let's see what happens.
So yeah, so adding off of that question, something I wanted to ask you, is there any stories that maybe you have from you training with other big league players, or any stories, maybe it's even with Tatis because you guys are on the same team, any like a relationship that you have with someone or advice that someone has given you while training with them, like if there's any stories you have that you'd want to tell.
It's like it's more like a story for me because this year when I was on a sprint training, they just text me the night before and hey, you're going to the big league game tomorrow, and I was like, damn, really? And, yeah, sure, okay, I'm going. I go to the game, I dress up, and I sit on the dugout. When I'm sitting on the dugout, I was looking other thing, and I feel like somebody's just on my side. When I just turn around, it's Manny, and I just look at him like, damn, I play with this guy on MLB The Show. Like I was looking at him like, damn, and he just told me like, hey, what's up? I was like, what's up? from that day, we got like a good relationship with Profar, with Manny, with Tatis. So it's been fun, to be honest. It's like a dream come true.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, there's so many stories that come out, and this is something that I think so many people see where like, especially after his time in LA, everyone like kind of painted Manny as a bad guy, which I hate that because with the Orioles, I mean, obviously there was that rivalry, but I always liked watching Manny Machado. Like he was electric, and I still like him, so he's one of my favorite players. So that's a great story to hear from me, just because I love Manny.
Yeah, to be honest, Manny is the like he's a homo guy, man. Like always, like it's there. And when you got there on the dugout, he's always like, "Hey, what's up? What you need? What do you need? Seats? Do you need anything?" And that's like from him. That's a lot. That's a lot, homo.
Yeah, he's a guy who's earned everything, so for sure.
Yeah.
hmm
Um, kind of adding on to what my previous question was about your favorite player, but I know you're signed with the Padres, so they're probably your favorite team now. But growing up, living in Venezuela, who was your favorite team? Was it the Mariners because of Griffey?
No, it's gonna sound fun. My favorite team when I was young was the Dodgers.
Hmm.
So now
Any
we got like a
reason?
rivalry, and now I hate the Dodgers. But when I was young, like I love it.
Yeah. Any reason that you liked the Dodgers when you were younger?
Uh, I think it was for Kershaw and Puig on that time.
Oh, I like Puig. Puig was awesome.
Yeah,
He came in, tore up the league, and then unfortunate to see how it unraveled.
yeah,
It's all good. He'll be good. He'll recover, I'm sure. And
yeah. I think he'll recover.
for sure, yeah, he was a great player, and then out of nowhere, kind of just went to Japan, and then we never really heard from him again. But yeah, so now we're gonna go into a segment that everybody really likes to see on our show. We call it rapid fire.
All
So
right.
rapid fire, like we'll ask you some questions like MLB related. It doesn't have to really be like something that it's gonna take a lot of time to answer. It's like off-season questions or kind of stuff like that. So we'll talk. Here's what we'll do. We'll do overpay or underpay for today. I like this one. So
All right.
we'll start off with the Xander deal because we already talked about it a little bit. He got 11 years, $280 million. Do we think that's an overpay or an underpay? Or it's good?
It's good.
It's good. Max?
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of an overpay just because of how many years, but I think he does deserve the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think he deserves the money. He's a great player. So I mean, all these shortstops are signing long-term deals, so I can't say it's an over. I guess I would say it's a little bit of an overpay, but not much. Next, we'll go to our Yankees deal. Aaron Judge, it's 9 years, 360 million. I'm the answer. I think I want to just say I love this deal. I don't think it's an overpay. I don't think anyone offered. I know the reports came out that he was offered 400. I don't necessarily think that's entirely true. I think that was kind of bait to get the Yankees to up their offer, and rightfully so, he earned the money that he got. I think that's a good deal.
I would say underpaid.
Underpay. All right.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had 62 homers. Like he deserved a little bit more for me.
Max.
No, I think it's perfect. Perfect deal. Yankees had no choice; they had to resign him. He means so much to the franchise, not just about how good he is to the team, but like all the fans. And the Yankees are not the Yankees right now without Aaron Judge. So I mean, just like revenue alone. I mean, how much money do you think Aaron Judge made the Yankees franchise last year with this historic chase? Probably like hundreds of millions of dollars
Much
with
money.
all like the media attention and all the merchandise and the tickets sold. So I mean, the Yankees should pay him as anything he wants, honestly. And he's also a great guy. Like he's great with the media, as everybody knows, and very humble. He's never gotten ejected, even though he gets the most strike calls against him the whole entire league. And overall, I mean, he should be named captain pretty soon.
Thank
That's my
you.
take.
I think. All right. From here, let's go to our first pitcher that I'm going to talk to, or that I'm going to talk about. DeGrom, 5 years, 185 for Texas.
I would say he's just a little bit overpaid, just a little bit.
Hmm.
Just for the injuries has been. But I think with the years, if he stay healthy, he'll be good.
Yeah, I mean he's 35 almost. He's going next year. He'll be 35 in the season. He got 5 years. He'll be pitching till he's 40. I mean, you don't see it, especially with someone as injury prone as him. I don't know if he'll be able to pitch as well until he's 40. But I think if you get 2, 3 good years out of him, which hopefully they will, I think it's a good contract. But yeah, I agree with you. Just a tiny bit of an overpay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll go with his counterpart who signed with the Mets now, Verlander. He got 2 years, 86 mil. So that was the highest paying contract of the offseason per year. A little insane to me. I mean, the Mets have the money, so I guess it's fine, but I think that's an overpay for he won Cy Young. I know everyone's going to hate me for saying it. I guess I do hate the Astros. So I guess that's part of it, but I hate the Astros. I would say it.
I would say he's good. He's good. You got a win right there. Every time he goes right there on the mound, you got a win. I would say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's overpay. However, if he pitches well in the playoffs, which he hasn't done really in his career, that's all really the Mets need. They need just good pitching during the playoffs, and we'll see. I'm really excited about the Japanese guy that they signed, Senga. Yeah, that's the guy I'm excited about.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say next. I mean, we don't know much about him, but that's a really good deal. 5 years, 75 mil or 70 mil. That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I would say he's good. I don't know too much about him, but he's good.
Yeah. So we got two more. We'll take the others. We'll take the highest paid shortstop, Carlos Correa.
What you got? What you got there?
Massive overpay. Terrible deal. I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. No, I really hate this contract. He's going to be getting 30 million when he's 41 years old. I mean, Carlos Correa is great. Don't get me wrong, but 13 years as 28 for $350 million. There's no way he got almost as much as Judge did. I know it's 4 more years, but still, that's crazy. The Giants kind of screwed up with offering Judge 360 million and then giving leverage to Correa. Like, all right, we have the money, we need to spend it somewhere, and they spent 360 million of it on Correa, or 350 million.
I would say the only thing is overpay because, like, about his age, he's gonna be 41 when the contract is done. You know, he's gonna retire right there on the Giants, like 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got. Like, he's a great player, but yeah, like you said, just the age.
I have one counter to your point, Aiden. The fact 30 million is by the time he's 41, so that's 10, 13 years from now, $30 million is going to be nothing for, like, you're going to see like average players making close to $30 million in 15 years, in 13 years from now. So that's why I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. And I agree with that, and I understand that, but looking at it right now, and I'm not looking at this in 13 years in the future, I'm looking at it that a 41-year-old that, I mean, unless somehow he ages like Albert Pujols, is not going to be on their roster in 13 years. He's going to be sitting down in AAA or on their bench getting paid $30 million where they can use it somewhere else. And to be honest, I don't think they're winning a World Series with the division that they're in. Like, Padres, I think, are winning 2 in the next 10 years at least. And I'm not just saying that because you're on the show.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are always a contender to win one, even though they lost Trey Turner, who I wanted to talk about next. Great segue. People didn't catch that one. 11 years, 300 million to the Phillies.
He's good. He's got to be good. I would say that's good. That's a good deal.
Yeah,
I could do also.
Yeah, I mean, to pair him with Bryce Harper again, I love Bryce Harper. Everyone knows that. I love Bryce Harper. The Phillies are great. They made the World Series this year. I talk about that team, and it's a really, really good lineup. That might be one of the best lineups in baseball, and they just got so much better. Kind of sucks for Bryson Stott because he's friends with one of the guys that I know, Marcus. But we'll figure it out. They'll figure it out, and I think that's a great deal. I think what's the last? Let's finish off. Let's finish off with another pitcher to the Mets. Edwin Diaz re-signs 5 years, $102 million. First closer to ever make $100 million. What are we thinking?
He's good. I would say he's good. He is just nasty.
Yeah,
that's how. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the contract because I just think he just had a tough time adjusting from Seattle to then pitching in New York. It's just all the pressure, and whatever, and then he finally settled in. Everybody knows how good he is, and he has the confidence. He's great. However, the same thing that happened with Chapman though, and Ottavino with the Yankees is they're giving these relievers $20 million, and if they get hurt, that could be such a bad contract. We paid Ottavino $20 million, he did nothing, and same with Chapman. So we'll see. Hopefully, it doesn't. 5 years is a lot for a reliever, so hopefully it doesn't affect them too bad down the road.
Yeah, I agree. Cue the trumpets. I want to hear Timmy Trumpets in New York for another 5 years. I like that. That's the best outro. That's the best walkout in baseball right now, in my opinion. Even though William Contreras kind of used it, which is interesting. That was cool. That was cool when that happened. But yeah, I like the contract. 5 years, $102 million. It's a lot for a reliever. I mean, Wilson Contreras made $13 million less, and I'd say for a top 5 catcher in the game, I think it's just as. It should be a similar contract, even though I understand the value of Edwin Diaz probably is much more than Wilson Contreras. Just that kind of a money going to a relief pitcher with the risk is a lot. But I agree. The Mets have the money. Steve Cohen's going to spend. They need to be that team. I don't like them being that team, but they probably will be in the coming years. And yeah, and I think that's all we have. That's all we have for the podcast. You have anything you want to say before we hop off? Any advice, anything?
For the guys who are playing right now on a high school or college, wherever, just get on time with the ball and have fun. That's all. That's all you gotta do. If you have fun and play good, you're gonna be on the show.
Definitely. Yeah. You'll be on the show. MLB The Show in the background. You're gonna get your real card soon. Got to challenge some people.
Maybe next year I will get a Future Stars card. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see.
That'll be sick. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'll grind for that card.
Yeah,
that'll be a card I grind for. Definitely.
Oh yeah, wait, one more thing. Right now, I love how in the NFL they have they interview the players. They ask, what do you think your overall should be? So, what do you think your overall should be right now if you're in the MLB The Show?
96.
96.
96. I like it.
That's great. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. The minor stats prove it. The stats prove it, definitely. The age upside, 90. I'd say 94 with 99 potential.
Sounds good. I'll take it.
Yeah. I think we'll take that. Anyone will take it. They should give me a 90. They should give me a 99 reporter card. That's what I need. Need the real card, and then I can maybe be decent.
Yeah, let's see the next year. Let's see the next year what happens.
Next year we'll see. Maybe next year I'll beat you in a game. We got to run that. I think I'm gonna get killed, but we'll run it.
All right, we got a challenge.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll link Sammy's stuff I'll link his socials, his Instagram in the description. Be sure to keep an eye out on him in the next coming years. He'll be up on that Padres squad, and we'll be watching for sure.